I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. George can't hit what his hands can't see.
The 8th round of the Rumble in the Jungle. The entire world is watching. Muhammad Ali, his back against the ropes, seems to be cornered by the unstoppable George Foreman. Punch after punch rains down on Ali, each one powerful enough to floor any opponent. The commentators are questioning, the audience is gasping, and even Ali's supporters are wondering, is this it? Has he finally met his match? But Ali's face tells a different story. Behind the sweat, the bruises, and the constant barrage, there's a glimmer of something that can't be taught: determination. This wasn't the end of the fight. In fact, it wasn't even the beginning of Ali's story. It was just another chapter in a life built on grit, defiance, and resilience. To truly understand this moment, we need to rewind to 1964. Picture a 22-year-old Cassius Clay standing in the ring against Sonny Liston, the reigning heavyweight champion. Liston was a monster in the ring, feared by everyone. The world called him unbeatable. But Ali, he wasn't afraid. Before the fight, he shouted to the cameras, "I'm gonna float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. His hands can't hit what his eyes can't see." It sounded like arrogance, but it was something deeper: belief. The bell rang and Ali danced around Liston, using his speed and precision to outclass the champion. By the 6th round, Liston was exhausted, humiliated, and finally defeated. Cassius Clay became the youngest heavyweight champion of the world. The headlines were blazing. The kid did it. But if you had thought that was the peak of his story, you'd be wrong. That wasn't the end. It wasn't even close. Because just as Ali's career was taking off, a storm was brewing. He shocked the world by announcing he had joined the Nation of Islam and changed his name to Muhammad Ali. But that wasn't the controversial part. In 1967, Ali refused to be drafted into the Vietnam War, famously saying, "I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong." The backlash was immediate. He was stripped of his titles, banned from boxing for over 3 years, and labeled unpatriotic. Imagine that. At the peak of his career, Ali lost everything. Not because of an injury, not because of a loss in the ring, but because he stood by his beliefs. Most people would have crumbled under the pressure, but not Ali. He spent those years away from boxing, sharpening his mind, giving speeches, and fighting a different kind of battle. The battle for justice and equality. And when he finally returned to the ring in 1970, people wondered, can he still do it? Ali had lost precious years. He wasn't as fast as he once was, and the boxing world was tougher than ever. His first major test came in 1971 against Joe Frazier, a fight dubbed the fight of the century. The build-up was intense. 2 undefeated champions, 2 different personalities. The fight was brutal. Round after round, Ali and Frazier traded punches like warriors on a battlefield. By the 15th round, it was clear this wasn't just about boxing, it was about heart. But then, it happened. Frazier landed a crushing left hook, sending Ali to the canvas. The crowd erupted. Ali got back up, but he had lost. It was the first defeat of his career. Many thought that was the end of Ali's story. He's done, they said, but they underestimated him yet again. That loss wasn't a defeat, it was a lesson. Ali learned humility, patience, and the importance of preparation. He went back to the drawing board, more determined than ever, and that determination led him to Zaire in 1974 to face George Foreman, a man who had demolished both Joe Frazier and Ken Norton in just 2 rounds each. Foreman was a monster, stronger and more dangerous than anyone Ali had ever faced. But Ali had a plan, one no one could see coming. As Foreman unleashed his fury, Ali leaned on the ropes, conserving his energy. People thought he was losing, but Ali was playing chess in a game of checkers. He waited, he watched, and then in the 8th round he struck. Ali unleashed a combination so fast and precise that Foreman didn't stand a chance. With one final blow, the giant fell. The crowd erupted. Muhammad Ali, against all odds, was the heavyweight champion once again. But if you thought this was the end of his story, you're still wrong. There was more to come. In 1975, Ali faced Frazier again in the Thrilla in Manila, a fight so grueling that Ali called it the closest thing to dying. For 14 brutal rounds, the 2 warriors went head-to-head in the sweltering Philippine heat. By the end, Frazier's corner threw in the towel. Ali could barely stand, but he had won. And the lesson from that fight? Sometimes success isn't about skill or talent. It's about enduring pain, pushing past your limits, and refusing to quit. And yet Ali's greatest fight wasn't in the ring. Years after he retired, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. But even in his illness, Ali remained a beacon of hope and inspiration. He showed the world that true greatness isn't just about winning titles, it's about how you carry yourself when life knocks you down. Ali once said, "Don't count the days, make the days count." His life was proof of that. So, what about you? What's holding you back? Is it fear, doubt, failure? Remember, every champion started where you are, on the ropes, unsure, scared. But champions like Ali don't stay down. They rise, they fight, and they inspire others to do the same. This isn't the end of your story, it's just the beginning. The question is, what will you do next? If this story moved you, there's more waiting for you. Check out my playlist for more inspiring stories that will ignite your inner champion. Hit that subscribe button and let's conquer life's challenges together.